Following that high-quality semi-final, we have Joshua Filler versus Eklent Kaçi for the honour of playing Viktor Zelensky in the final here in Lasko. I've got Joshua with me. Joshua, how's this week been going for you?
Well, quite good. I mean, I'm in the semis now. Today in the morning I beat Fedor Ghost. He's a world number champion, so it was a tough match. After that I won 9-0, quite confident. And I'm just looking forward to this one.
So when you come to a EuroTour event, do you always come with very high expectations of how you're going to perform?
Yeah, of course, but for example the last 32 yesterday I actually supposed to lose, but all of a sudden my opponent missed the ball at hill, and this is what you take as an opponent. You try to take the chance, and I took it luckily.
Okay. Obviously you're playing a very, very great player in Eklent Kaçi. In your previous meetings with him, how have they gone? Have you got the better of him, or?
I think he won most of the times, but he always played quite good against me. So, but I just try to do my best. This is all you can do, and we will see how it goes.
Thanks very much, Joshua. We're going to hand you over to a match referee, and the action will be underway very, very shortly.
So, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the second semi-final of the Dynamic Billiard Lasko Open here in Slovenia. And what a great match we have again here for you. Germany's Joshua Filler up against Albania's Eklent Kaçi. I have a great person here with me in the commentary box from Germany, Mr. Ralf Suke. Welcome, Ralf.
Thank you, David. Hello everyone at home and here in the venue.
Looking forward to this one. It's quite a tough one. These two players deserving of a final, I think. There, but semi-final. It's
well, that it's part of the draw.
Yeah.
It's not always that the maybe two best players end up being in the finals. So sometimes they even meet up in the first knockout stage in the last 32. So, but at least they were able to miss each other on the way to the semis. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a great match.
Yeah,
no doubt. Probably 2 out of the top 5 players in the world right now, without a doubt. And controversial styles. I mean, Klenty used to be a very fast player before he actually converted for a little while into a snooker player, or he spent some time on
around the snooker table, yeah.
Yeah. And by doing that, he completely changed his style at the pool table as well.
And do you think that's served him well?
I would say yes, because he's always been a great shot maker, but once he started playing a little slower, he started winning a lot more.
Yeah.
So I assume it did him good.
Joshua making a couple of balls off the break there. Hasn't got the clearest shot on the 2 ball.
A little unlucky here on the break, but yeah, that's the thing with the break. No matter how good you can control the cue ball, you can never control the other balls.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how much of the previous semi-final you probably saw, but on the breaks we had 16 racks and 1 foul in the complete match, but with the breaks there was only 1 dry break and 1 illegal break. The rest of it, they were making 2 and 3 balls off of every break and runs. It was amazing. Really, really good pool.
Nice safety here by Josh.
And I was just pointing out to the people at home, the previous 2 days I didn't see as many break and runs on this same table. It's quite strange. I was looking forward to this semi-final to see what these guys do.
It is strange, but it also sometimes depends on the racking, or in this case obviously on the referee. Every referee or every player racks the balls slightly different. Even though the ball's been tapped, there are little divots in the cloth, but still, there are many ways of still racking them, and you cannot absolutely wreck them the same over and over.
Okay.
And the slightest gap here or there, or you can even twist the rack a little bit. I'm not talking much, but it's going to change the whole outcome.
Okay. I mean, it's that was a tremendous safety there from Eklent, kicking at the 2-ball.
And
Putting-
leaving the cue ball right there, yeah.
Yeah, distance between them and the 3-ball and 9. Oh, wow. That was really close.
Yep.
I thought it was in. I was ready to jump up and down there.
Yeah,
That
he
was
hit that
close.
well. And Joshua being one of the best kickers in the game. So he really worked a lot on that part. Not that he's, you know, not one of the best shot makers
Yeah.
on top of that. So he has
Pretty
a
good
whole
all
arsenal.
round.
Yeah.
Pretty good all round player. Eklent getting back up table for that 3-ball.
Yeah, basically there's not really much tough here in this one.
No, the ball's positioned nicely to 5 over the left side of the table. Perfect to just sit there for the 7 to the corner.
Yeah, not too long ago they were teammates at the Moscone Cup for Team Europe,
Yeah.
beating the Americans pretty bad again.
Yeah, 2 months ago.
Yep.
Just a little bit more. Now they're going up against each other for a place in tonight's final. They'll be facing the young Polishman, Viktor Zielinski, who's also in a rich vein of form at the moment, winning the last tour stop in 2021 in Treviso, Italy. Coming to this event as one of the favourites, and he hasn't disappointed. He's waiting for either Eklent or Joshua to join him for tonight. And Eklent gets off to a flying start, 1-0 up against Joshua Filler. Was unlucky break there from Joshua, didn't get enough shot on the 2-ball.
And he played a good safety. Eklent played a great kick shot,
Yeah,
and so did Joshua, but you know, it wasn't unfortunately good enough.
yeah. I mean, you can't really say there was any mistakes in that match. There were some great shots.
No, it's just, I mean, sometimes, you know, a millimeter to the left, to the right can make a big difference, you know.
Yeah,
So
that was a terrific kick shot.
Yeah.
And so was
And
that. I thought the 2 was in. Now we see one of the senior referees, Pentti Seppänen from Finland.
yeah, I left that to you, because I don't know how to pronounce his name.
You haven't been practicing your Finnish, Ralph?
Well, he used to live there, so that makes it a little easier.
Many, many moons ago. And must admit, being in Lasko, Slovenia during the winter time now, it sort of reminds me of being in Finland. It's freezing outside,
It is, yeah.
but it's warm in here and it's hot down on that table. Eklent Kaçi breaking off.
Nice break. Has a chance. It's a long 3. Might be, oh, it is actually tricky to get to the 4.
He's got to avoid a little bit of traffic down there. There is a gap to cue ball coming through to 7 and 8. It is quite a natural angle.
Yeah, but
But
you
then
don't
with
really get
6.
to the right side of the 4, so he may have to play position for the combination 4-5, which is not an easy one. the 7 wasn't there, then you could have gone 3 rails to the right side of the 4 to play it in the opposite corner. But let's see what he aims for here.
Whoa. That's the first mistake. And it's from Eklent Kaçi. It was a tough 3 ball. But I still expected him to make it. The position wasn't sure, but the ball should have been. And Joshua now.
Looks like he does not have an open pocket, no.
Oh. 3-6 carom.
Maybe, yeah. Or safety. No, I think the carom is on actually. It's just you have to play at the right pace so that you can play the 3 in the side afterwards. Cross-side.
Yeah, because the 7 is blocking down the bottom.
It's just the wrong angle now, because it's tough again to get on a 4, unless he shoots it long in the corner. But that's a tough one, because then you have to elevate, and that's what he's looking at, but it's not an easy one.
Yeah, if he wants to keep position for the 4, it's still the 4-5 combination, but
if he plays it in the side, yeah.
Yeah. He has. It's not an easy combination, this. It's a little bit offline.
I don't think he goes for it. I think he's going to play safe, maybe behind the 5.
Yeah, you're going to call a safe on this one. You're right, Ralph. What a good one it is.
Yep.
Super shot.
Perfect. Well, Eklent here, obviously he has to kick, and if he hits it perfect, he might make it in the side and gets automatic position.
He's got to hit it.
Yeah, with a certain speed, because you need to separate both balls if you don't make it.
You're going to get lucky. He has.
Yeah, well, that's part of the game.
It is. You've from there you have no choice. You have to hit and hope, as they say.
Yep.
And if your luck's in, then that's the result. Joshua getting a 2-ball kiss, but again a little bit fortunate. Eklent cannot see the 4 to pot it unless he jumps. And jumping there is not ideal.
I don't know if he can get the cue ball behind the 7, or if he tries to bang it. Oh, he leaves the 4 there. I wasn't sure if he can actually avoid the scratch there.
All right, yeah, so
that's what I was.
It was close to dropping. You were concerned about, yeah. Oh wow!
Yeah, he rail first, and he used the 7 as a
cushion. As a helper.
Mm-hmm.
Terrific shot there from Joshua Filler.
Yeah, when you give Joshua a chance, and when he starts rolling, then he's hard to stop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like a juggernaut on a roll. Look at that for position. You couldn't get it any better if you had ball in hand. 1-1. Second semi-final. A race to 9. Alternate break. Joshua up next to break.
Yeah, this match could go all the way.
Yeah, it's a bit similar to our first semi-final. They trading blows basically.
Mm-hmm.
Break and run, and I think it was rack number 6 was the first time any of them missed a shot, you know, knuckled it or something like that, and 2 came along in the same go. So
Yep.
Victor first and then Wojciech gave it back. They were the only misses really, and there was 1 dry break, 1 illegal break and 1 foul in 16 racks. That finished 9-7. I'm sure this one is going to be as close as that.
Most likely, yeah.
Wow.
Nice break.
3 off the break. Massive break again from Joshua Filler.
And a super nice layout.
Yeah. This should be a practice drill, this rack for Joshua Filler, or as good as. He's only getting position on the 6 to hold for the 8 ball. That's the only thing he's really got to think about here.
Yeah, but the cue ball can be basically anywhere on the table.
Yeah.
Except too much to the right side, so where the cue ball is right now would be a bad position or not ideal position. But anywhere on the left side here,
He's good to go.
yeah, should be a no-brainer.
Nice 9 ball for Joshua Filler. 2-1 up against Albania's Eklent Kaçi. Race to 9. Yeah, Joshua, just got to wait until all the balls have stopped.
Yeah.
You've got to get into that habit, you know.
Mhm.
And it's so tempting to put your hand in the pocket and grab the balls out even while the cue ball's rolling.
It's a typical pool player's
Night-
habit.
Yeah, and nightmare sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. You got to remember.
But the problem is we are not having referees all the time, and that's why.
Yeah.
When you just play without a referee, and then even if the cue ball is still rolling, then the opponent already gets up and gets his hands in the pocket as well. So
Yeah.
that's how you get used to it. And then when you do have a referee, like here,
Yeah.
it's
You
hard
gotta
to
be
get that
careful.
out of your system, you know. So
Yeah, the thing is, I wouldn't like to see anyone penalised for that, but you have to have a rule. You have to have, you know,
Yep.
standard. You can't say, well, okay, it wasn't going this time, so that's okay. You know,
No,
next
yeah.
time you could be out, hey, it was going. You know, so
and I actually did it myself yesterday in one of the matches. You know.
did you get penalised?
No, I was
Okay.
luckily not.
There you go. You got away with it, Ralph. As Eklent Kaçi breaking off in rack number 4, trailing 2-1.
But to be fair, we didn't have a referee. We just had the timekeeper.
Oh, okay.
So that was the difference.
And again, 3 balls off of the break.
2 balls,
Oh yes, 2 balls.
but still good enough
Yeah.
and a good chance because it looks like the 2 is open.
Eklent was just crouching down there to
Mhm.
judge. It must be.
To me, it looks doable.
It looks like yes. From there. Wants that to hold up a little bit. Think he might be a fraction high.
Hit it slightly too hard. As long as he can avoid hitting the 4 now with the cue ball, he should be okay. He ran into it, and that put him into trouble.
Yeah, I think he was expecting a different outcome after bumping into the 4 there. And he has left himself a real tough 4 ball here. Yeah, standing up to approach it again.
If he can cut it to the right, which is, you know, tough enough, because I don't think he can play it into the bottom left corner. So he probably has to go into the upper left corner here, if at all.
Yeah.
And then maybe try to get. There's even a possibility of a scratch here if he hits it a little too full.
It looks like he's playing this to bank this. No. Look at the cue ball though. Oh, that was close. There's a great shot, but it's not been rewarded. Was that 5 ball is hiding behind the 9.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned, you know. I thought I was very close to a scratch.
Yeah.
Therefore, I probably would have tried to overcut it, don't even go for the pot, and try to bring the cue ball just behind those 3 balls there, the 5, 9, and the 7, instead of, you know, trying to make it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now he needs to kick very well.
And he has.
He hits it perfect with a great speed and leaves. I think he can see the edge, but it was a great shot.
Did well to get there. I think Joshua can see a slice of that 5 ball. Not sure, can he see enough to pot it? He's looking.
It's a close call from here. I think there is a chance, but maybe he has to again overcut it and just try to, you know, nip it and get the cue ball down table again.
Yeah, 5 on the bottom rail.
Yep.
Well,
He even hit it too full.
Yeah, he can see enough of it.
Yep.
Because he took a long time there. I was questioning whether he could see it or not, but Joshua knew. Punches that cue ball out on his 9 ball. Will give Joshua a 3-1 lead over Eklent Kaçi and a race to 9.
Yeah, those are small little things, you know. One position error, you know, puts himself into trouble, and even with a pretty good 2-rail kick shot, he got the worst out of it.
Yeah, that was the shot for Eklent. 2 ball really put him out of position. Playing the 3, bumped into the 4. Just made things worse. We're just having a little ad break here because we are live. We're back again in rack number 5, Joshua Filler, breaking off, leading 3 games to 1. Only making 1 ball off the break there, but he's got a shot on the 1 ball that's still on the table. Slide that down behind the 6 and it'll be coming across table for the 2 ball.
Just needs a good angle on the 2 to get down on the bottom rail with the cue ball to play the 3 up table or in the side. Because I don't think he wants to play a combination 3-6 or 3-9. So that's the tricky part here, and you know he has to bridge, I believe.
Awkward
over
with the 7, yeah.
So that makes it quite a delicate shot here. It's much harder to control the cue ball. He hit it good. He needs an angle.
I think he's got
got
enough. Yeah.
But now he needs to stretch, put in his extension on the cue.
I think if he can just punch it to the other side of that 9, as he does, he can take that 3 to the corner, let the cue ball roll through, and he'll be on to the 5.
Yeah, so that's the shot now.
He might have followed through a little bit more with that, but
Maybe he had a small angle so that the cue ball would have rolled too close to the rail, and then
okay.
it could have been a little tricky, even though the 6 is, you know, hanging in the pocket almost. But I believe that he likes to play shots with more authority than just rolling.
Yeah.
Me, probably I would have rolled the 3 ball, you know. But other players, they prefer to stun or stop the shot with more authority.
Yeah, command the ball.
That's just personal preference.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Just a different way of approaching it and your own style.
Now they are arguing about.
No, it's Eklent thought he heard the time clock, but it's not the actual time clock. The referees have a shot clock that vibrates on the times, doesn't make a noise. So there was another noise and Eklent thought it was a referee's shot clock.
Okay.
There was another beep, you see. So one of the shot clocks, they have a little sound on there every time you're pressing buttons. There comes a little beep. But generally it's only a vibration. And so there's a little setting somewhere. And Eklent thought that the time clock went, or rather hoping that the time clock went.
Probably
Joshua Filler 4-1 up.
But Joshua's such a fast player, so it's very unlikely that he will overrun the time. So after 5 games, the score is 4-1 to Joshua. So Eklent needs to come with a break and run to close the gap.
Yeah, you cannot, I mean, 4-1 for Joshua is a big gap anyway, but you cannot afford to let him go away too far.
Yeah, you definitely have to hold your serve now.
Yeah, that's important, and then Eklent's got to hope that Joshua makes a mistake somewhere, either on the break or during the rack. taking a couple of balls off the break. Can see the 2. He's got a shot on the 2.
But it's not the easiest one. You know, cue ball got kicked down table. And I was trying to park the cue ball somewhere in the center of the table. From there it's usually the best option to get on to the next shot. Not always, but
Yeah.
I would say 80% of the time.
But that's where you pros are trying to keep the cue ball, isn't
Yep.
it? Center table after the break.
Correct.
And that was a very good shot.
Very well executed, nice speed. Hit it dead center and
Yeah. He didn't panic. He took his time. Worked it all out. Made a terrific shot on the 2. Which now gives him control of this table.
just needs a good angle on the 5 now to get down table to play the 6 in the side. And that's looking quite good here.
Now you can just drop the 6 into the center or the corner.
Surprisingly, like you went for the corner there.
Yeah, I thought that's why I, in the center, but then when I saw the way he was queuing, I thought, okay, or the corner. And me,
But again, the center pockets here on the dynamic table are a little tricky. So a lot of players actually try to avoid to use them.
okay. So there you go. But Eklent leaving himself on the rail. But he executes that well, reduces the deficit, now trailing 2 games to 6 over Germany's Joshua Filler. And Joshua up next to break. So Eklent has got a hope for a little mishap or something somewhere. Eklent needs something to happen.
So after 6 games, the score is 4-2 to Joshua, who is breaking now in rec 7. After our Finnish referee.
Yeah, finishes the rack.
Joshua inspecting, seeing if there
Yeah.
are any gaps.
Any weaknesses? Made a ball off the break, but hasn't got a shot on the 1.
And that's what Eklent is actually
Hoping for.
hoping for, yeah.
Yeah, he needed it, you know. Joshua here. Be pushing out. Just where to is the question.
It is a good question, yeah. Because there is a lot of balls where you can actually put the cue ball behind and sending the 1 ball up table again. So the question is he trying to tie 2 balls up, like the 3 and the 4?
Yeah. Yeah, so although he leaves a shot on the one for Eklent, with the 3 and 4 tied up like that, there's not an easy run out. It's always going to be tough because from here you can get a relatively easy snooker, and that's what Joshua was worried about actually. Wherever you push out, if you leave that one ball, there's that cluster of 4 balls down there, which is a massive hiding place. You know what? Eklent's found a little gap.
I guess he found the window there, yep. Just enough for Joshua to hit the right side of the 1 ball and bring the cue ball 2 rails behind that stack again.
Yeah.
Or maybe even bang it. I don't know if you can see the full ball. Oh yeah, he did. Now I can play position maybe to carom the 4 of the 3.
If you remember, Joshua played the carom earlier in the match, 3-6, so he knows.
But the one earlier looked like a little more natural. This looks a bit tricky, to be honest. I don't know if you can actually get it thin enough. Oh yeah.
Wow.
It was easier than it looked from here, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had the angle there. You still got to hit it in the right spot. Oh, Joshua Filler making an unforced error, and that is exactly what Eklent Kaçi needed. So
yeah, very unusual. But I think that the problem here was that he needed to hold the cue ball.
Yeah, for that 6
for the
there,
6
wasn't
ball,
it?
yeah,
Because of the
otherwise
7.
the cue ball would have run into those balls and would have, left them nothing. And that's sometimes when you're concerned about, you're thinking too much about the position, and then you kind of lose a bit focus on the main thing, making the ball. And believe me, I've done that many times myself. I know exactly.
Not as many as me, Ralph.
Well, I don't know. I've played probably more matches than you.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Like always, sitting outside, everything looks easy, and nobody makes a mistake. But
Yeah.
when you're out there, things are different.
The pressure's there.
Yeah.
It's totally different. I mean, I'm multiple world champion from the commentary box. But get down there on the table, it's a totally different kettle of fish. Eklent Kaçi needs this 9 to reduce the deficit. Trailing now, Joshua Filler, 3 games to 4. It's Eklent up next to break with a chance to square the match up. He was 4-2 down. 4-3, could be 4-4. Still all to play for in this second semi-final. A place in tonight's final starting at 7 o'clock local time, where Poland's Viktor Zielinski is waiting for the winner of this match. He played the good 3-4 carom and just took his eye off the 3 ball. Allowed Eklent to claim that rack. Breaking up in rack number 8. sure.
Yeah.
You were watching that as well, Ralph. Watch the 9 ball close to the center pocket.
Made a ball, but still not an easy opening.
Now he can cut the 2 to that corner pocket, the bottom left as we look at it. And the cue ball will be going down to the right end of the table. The 2 balls down the other end, but it's a tough cut. And the cue ball will be traveling at pace.
Yep, and it's really hard to control the cue ball here, to get a good shape on it too. And you can tell by his looks that he's not too happy with it. But there's also not an easy safety. I don't know if he's gonna try it or try to get the cue ball behind the 8. No, he just separated both balls and try to get as much distance as possible.
Yeah, I think he might have chose that area rather than 8, because cue ball over to the 8 may have given a bit more of an angle to take the 1 on here. Even if the 1 had crept into the middle, it's a straight shot, very
The problem is
safe.
that the 1 ball is not close enough to the end rail, so you can stick the cue ball there. Yep.
And look where it's
Or
gone.
even make it. Yeah.
That was unfortunate because Joshua hasn't got a shot on the 2 either. Or can he squeeze it through to 7 and 9?
Maybe he can.
Is there the gap? I think there is. Just depends on that 7 ball. Oh, now that I'm not sure.
Nah, he might see the edge, but it's definitely not enough to make it. I don't even know if he has enough room to actually hit it. But I think he can hit it on the right side. And then just, oh no, he has to massé.
With Massey and with the English there, kept the cue ball around. Still, it's not easy for Eklent. He's bridging over that pink 4 ball. But he's a tall lad, so he can stretch.
And I don't think he actually has to bridge over. I think he can. Oh, maybe yeah, he does have to. Yeah. Not really. It's
just next to it.
Just needs to be careful because it's.
You see the way the cue come up there straight after that shot. Got to be careful you don't keep it down.
It's very easy to foul here. Yeah. But you hit it perfect. Well, that could be the first tie in the game again. Doesn't look too difficult from here. Maybe we can make both balls now in one shot and have an ideal angle on the 7 on the side straight away. Yep.
Yeah, you had to play for that though, because if you don't play for it and it does drop, you're in no man's land. And if it did stay there, you still got another bite of the cherry. Important rack for Eklent Kaçi. He was 4-2 down.
Actually 4-1.
Actually 4-1, yes. Glad your memory's working well, Ralph. Eklent Kaçi ties the match, 4 games each. Joshua will be up next to break. Won the all-important leg. If this match carries on the way it's going and we get to a hill 8-8 scenario, Joshua has the all-important last break. But Eklent has got other ideas.
Oh, now it's a race to 5. first 8 games were basically the warm-up, and now we
Yeah.
play Mosconi Cup race to 5 style. The competition has become so tight. I mean, I looked at the results in the first knockout stage. Out of the 16 matches in the last 32, 11 went hill-hill.
11 of 16.
Plus 2
Wow.
9-7. One of mine was one of the 9-7s. And only 3 matches where the gap was,
More
larger.
than a few
Yeah.
racks, yeah. And that, I mean, it does show the quality that's out there.
Yep,
You know,
absolutely.
every player.
And we all know when the match goes hill-hill, it could have gone either way.
I mean, it's okay. That's where winning a lag is important. But when you've both got to 8-8, it is. You remember the years where we used to play to carry on, so you had to win
Yep,
by
by
2 racks.
Yep.
I mean, that is in the early 90s.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly when, but
Yeah, I think we stopped that around 1996 or 7, I think it was, thereabouts. But yeah, you had to win by 2 clear racks. The
indeed.
only problem with that was you never knew when it would finish.
Exactly.
Feel a breaking off in rack number 9.
Made 2 balls. Gets the 2 ball. The only problem here is the 4. I don't know if he can seize enough of the 4 when the cue ball would go in between the 6 and the 9. So if not, he would have to come on the bottom rail here to play the 4 in the opposite corner.
It's a small window, what he's looking at there between the 6 and 9. He don't like it.
And
You
I
don't
think
like the 3
I
there.
think he wanted the cue ball more to the left to actually play the 3, 2 rails to get to the left side of the table and play the 4 in the opposite corner. That's why I was not happy with the straight in.
All right.
But maybe he can draw it back. So it's actually not too bad.
Well, the 5 ball is on the other side of that 9 and 7. So he's going to have to draw the cue ball back. He will be
I think he will run into
bumping,
the
yeah,
6.
the 6, bumping a little bit of 6. He's
So
going
maybe he has
through.
to go hit the 6, from the 6 maybe into the 7, or definitely into the 7, and then you have to hope a little bit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and look, always going to be risky.
No, maybe he sees enough of the 5 to play it in the cross center, and I guess he does. But it's a tough one.
And just undercutting that, or leaving Eklent with a terrific chance here. Steal a rack off of Joshua's break.
Was not happy with the straight in position on or almost straight in position on the 3.
Yeah.
Being a left-hander, if he would have been right-handed, maybe he would have been happy with that. But I believe he wanted to get more to the left side to play with a natural angle 2-rail shot.
Yeah, he was stretching as well to play the 3
Yeah.
and drawing it back. Just
And it was just like maybe an inch too
yeah.
long. Otherwise, he would have been straight into the 5, and that would have been ideally, for the position. The 4, I mean.
Eklent. Oh, the force of that.
Talking about the tight side pockets on this table.
Yes.
But he really hit that ball hard.
But it was hard. What is it? I played a stroke firm, but I didn't think you had to hammer it. But again, it's the style of the players. Joshua. Oh.
Oh.
Joshua, I was just about to say, got to get out of jail card, but almost put himself back in prison. Wow, that was quite controlled there. With that, I thought the cue ball was going to scratch. I think Joshua did. He was holding his breath. And now we have a timeout. Players get a chance to go to get a quick refreshment and back again. Just a few minutes. And we'll be back with some more action. Okay, we are back again, ladies and gentlemen. Players having their timeout, mandatory timeout after 9 racks. Gives them a chance to clear their head and get some refreshments if required. Eklent Kaçi breaking off in rack number 10. Breaking off in rack number 10. Trailing Joshua Filler 5 games to 4.
Yeah, he missed a pretty good chance to steal a rack of Joshua's break in the last one. I think he actually played a poor position on the 6 ball. Just was a bit careless and got on the wrong side of it. Therefore he had to really stun or hit the 6 ball quite hard. And these side pockets on the tables are not really forgiving.
Yeah.
So it's
You did point that out earlier in this broadcast that you...
I've missed so many balls on these side pockets. I mean, there are certain angles where I'm actually not afraid. I know that it's very difficult to make the shot, but I'll keep trying. Because on all other tables, the ball drops, but here, they don't.
Okay.
Because the slate is actually sticking out a little, or it goes further in than on most other tables. And that's why these side pockets are a little tricky.
I mean, there you see, you talk about them, the slate and the side pockets. It's quite amazing, really, on a pool table that they give you dimensions or regulations that the shelf cannot be more than 1 millimeter over. Now, I mean, the cloth is 1 millimeter.
Yeah.
You know, it's nigh on impossible to put this down to millimeters. There's so much tolerance in the billiard tables that are allowed that, you know, each fitter can actually change a little bit on the table there. Because of the tolerance. There is a lot of tolerance within that, all them rails there. Undo the bolts and you can slide it one way or the other. There's a few centimeters tolerance. So the fitters have got to be on top of their game, as have the players.
It's just difficult if you as a player have to adjust your game because of the table.
Yeah.
Not saying that this table, there's something wrong with it, but there are just certain shots where you actually have to rethink about your game and your stroke.
Right.
But this is obviously why we are professionals and we need to adopt and we need to adjust to whatever is there for us.
Yeah, I mean, there's differences in all the sports you go to, whether it's the weather, the length of the grass,
Of course,
you know, all kinds. So, you know, it's the same principle. You'll never get exactly the same conditions at every single place. The air conditioning, the heating, the cooling, everything is very different. You see Joshua.
He's not in an ideal position here. So he really has to do some work here to get back to the 9.
He didn't get hold of it. Left himself a bit of distance and very square with that 9 ball.
And he's not happy with it, you can tell.
This is almost similar to the penalty shootout shot. Cue ball on the spot, 9 ball on the spot. Make the ball without scratching.
And he overcut it, yep.
Now,
Gives Joshua a long, difficult one.
even more difficult because the cue ball is closer to the top rail. Angle pretty much similar to Eklent's.
This here could actually decide the match.
This rack, this ball. Yeah, Filler takes it. He's got a 2 game advantage.
And the next break again.
Yeah, and Kaçi needs this rack to stay in with a chance.
Oh, he bangs it. And I know he's a good banker, but I thought he actually is going to try to cut it.
Yeah, you thought he would cut that?
Mm-hmm.
Thing Joshua there is he knows that he's got the the last break, so he's still in command, so he can take a little bit of a risk. But Eklent, he cannot take any risk at all. Ties the match up, 5 games each. Joshua Filler breaking next in rack number 11. This is a race to 9 in the second semi-final of the Dynamic Billiard Lasko Open here in Slovenia. 7 o'clock this evening, local time, we have the final where Poland's Viktor Zielinski is awaiting the winner of this match. Viktor Zielinski, another youngster from Poland, on the back of good form recently, winning the last EuroTour stop in Italy in November.
All square at 5, race to 4.
Yes, it's getting lower and lower the more we progress.
Nice break by Joshua.
Making a couple of balls off the break. He can see the 2. Actually, it's not a bad place to be, because he can just spin round a couple of rails and get back out there for the 3.
It's not so easy. He has to play with a certain pace. So I don't know if you try to hold the cue ball there or go around. Yep, it's very well.
He certainly got some action on that cue ball.
Yeah, from here, it's nothing hard anymore. The tough shot was the 2 getting to the 3, and he got it perfect, so...
He got the control of the table with that shot, which makes the remaining balls a lot easier to take care of. It's 8 and 9. Keep Joshua's nose in front in this match. There you have it. 6 games to 5. Joshua Filler in front over Eklent Kaçi. Eklent has the next break, but the pressure is on Eklent. He knows he needs to match whatever Joshua does, and he's got to hope that Joshua makes a mistake somewhere.
Which he already did, but he could not take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And that's probably what is in his mind, because he gave him already the opportunity, and I don't see him doing it again, to be honest.
Yeah, if your opponent gives you the chance, you got to take it. You know, if you don't, yeah.
And it wasn't like a really hard table to run.
It was that 6 ball to the center. He really tried to force the issue. He could have stolen that rack. Eklent just pointing out there's a slight gap in there. Sure, the referee will take care of that.
See, I personally believe that when there's a referee racking, players should not be allowed to check the rack.
Okay, so not at all.
Yeah,
Just
not at all.
referee there.
That's how we do it in the US tournaments from now on, and
Okay.
we actually have, you know, pretty good success with it. Not
Right.
saying that it is ideal, but
If you think the referee is neutral anyway,
yeah.
so should trust the person
And
to
it's
do
of
their
course
job.
different when you rack with a normal rack, because then there can be way more gaps and problems. You know, with the tapping, it's, you know, you really have to. You have a hard time actually to
Yeah.
not get the balls good enough.
Yeah, I mean the rules state that they should be as frozen as possible. I mean, using
Exactly,
a
yeah.
tap-in template, it does create that.
Yeah.
You know, so if you think about it, and I've had this discussion with players, and they say, yeah, but it's not frozen. You can get a hair through there. And I
Yeah.
say, yes, but you know, whose hair?
Yeah.
And they say, yeah, but it should be frozen. No, the rules state they should be as frozen as possible.
Possible, yeah.
You know, so you can ruin a table by trying to tap it more and more. So better to just let them get on with it.
That looked a bit like frustration already.
Desperation there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That did. That really did. Didn't have anywhere to go with that 3-ball.
But he got lucky, left Joshua nothing except a jump shot, and he's looks like he's maybe jumping and carrying the 3 off the 7. I don't know if that ball is on or not, but you may lose the cue ball anyways then.
Yeah, just hitting the 3-ball just a bit on the right side of it.
Yeah. Running it into the 7 and off the 7 into the corner pocket. Oh, bad luck.
That was bad luck. Terrific effort. The 3-ball thought about dropping, but the knuckles punched it out. 3 to the 4 will be interesting from this position. 7-ball coming to Joshua's rescue.
Yeah, I guess he has to go underneath, hit the rail, the short rail, and get to the long rail to play the 4 in the same pocket. Or bump the 7 out. Now, with the cue ball.
Oh, he's missed the 3 though. Concentrating on trying to get position on the 4 and missing the 3. That could be disaster for Eklent Kaçi, as this young German will seize that opportunity and punish his opponent.
Yeah, he's not looking too happy.
A lot of distance to the 5, but the 6 is also down there. He can afford to just stun this and let it roll. And he's got a 2-rail shot now to get back up for the 7. Not even 2 rails.
Yep, perfect.
7, 8 and 9 for a 2-rack lead. And he'll be breaking in rack 13. Joshua Filler now with a 2-game advantage over Albania's Eklent Kaçi. 7 games to 5, race to 9. Joshua is breaking next. Break and run to get to the hill.
Yeah, I don't know what is Eklent's mind. But to me, it seems like he's not really willing to fight as hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not that he has given up, but it's like, I don't know. You know, it's like, yeah, I don't get the rolls, I don't get easy layouts after the break, so, you know,
Yeah, what can I do, sort of thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
gotcha.
seems to just let it go. You know.
Yeah, I mean his recent performances over in the UK and that didn't really fare well for him, and
At the
he's
Premier
probably,
League.
yeah, probably come here on a little bit of a downer, really, because he's still one of the top players.
Yeah, and he
Of
only
course.
won 2 out of 15 matches there.
Yeah.
Which is definitely not up to his standards.
That's right.
Even though, you know, he lost a few hill matches where he actually didn't make a mistake.
Okay, so yeah, that's punishable though, isn't it? I mean,
Yep.
it's horrible. You're losing a hill match without making a mistake.
Yep.
But that is the short races, especially if you play an alternate break as well.
Yep.
You just follow each other. We had that earlier, Victor and Wojciech. They were just making break and run, break and run. I mean, it's great to watch.
Yep.
You know, and that's where I like to see both sides, because if you had win a break, you see one person making that. You know, you don't see much of the opponent, but here at least it's okay. I can do it. Can you? And then you do
Exactly,
it,
yeah.
and then yeah, I've done it. Do it again then.
And it's actually not so easy to run rec after rec in an alternate break format.
Exactly.
On a winner's break, it's a little easier because you stay at the table, you have your rhythm, you can go, and of course you have to hope for a good layout after the break.
Yeah.
But you know, you're not making usually silly mistakes in a winner's break format. In an alternate break format, because you play your game, then your opponent breaks, you have to sit down, you may not get to the table, or maybe you go into a safety battle, so you lose your rhythm. And
Yeah. Get out of your
and
potting rhythm and
exactly,
that.
yeah. So it's a totally different ball game. Nice safety here. Eklent is going to go airborne, jumping, and just realized that he is not using the I think that's an older model of jump cue.
Look,
Well, he got
well,
lucky here.
got lucky and unlucky because he hasn't got a shot on 3.
Just wonder that he's not using the air rush. That's the latest version of the Predator jump cues, which is in my opinion much better than the, well, not much, but it is better than the previous model.
Okay. And is Eklent using the previous model?
Yeah, he's using the previous model. I just realized that, yeah. And I think he was using the air rush before, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe he always used the previous model.
I mean, it could be, obviously. The cue might work for you, but it doesn't necessarily work for everyone. Or
That's true.
you might
That's
have a
true.
little bit of a bad moment with it and you want to put it down for a
Yep.
while. And you pick out your nice favourite cue again that you used to play so well with.
Yeah, but with the jump cue is different because you don't use it like all the
Right.
time. You know, you have it maybe once in every 3-4 games. You know, so
Okay,
it's
yeah,
still.
yeah.
But to me, it jumps way easier than the previous models. You know, that's why. Oh,
Wow, Joshua lost the control there.
yeah, but you know, if the 8-ball wasn't there, he might have scratched. You know,
Yeah.
so
Fortunate to hold on.
just medium tough back cut, but he should be okay. Get the cue ball maybe 3 rails around for the 7. Yeah, perfect. That game will put him on the hill.
this 9-ball for Joshua Filler. He's on the hill, leading Eklent Kaçi 8 games to 5. We have just a 2-minute commercial here, but we are staying with you to conclude this match.
So welcome back. Eklent Kaçi breaking in rec 14, trailing 8 recs to 5. So he really needs to have a good break and run in this one here in order to have a small chance to be on the right side.
Oh, look at the cue ball. It's scratched.
That
It's scratched.
could be it.
Got a kick off the 8. It's only the 3 ball that Joshua has to.
If it has a clear path to the bottom right corner, then I think that's it, but I don't know. From here, it's hard to say. He may have to play it in the opposite corner, or maybe in the side even. Yeah, needs a good angle on the 4. It's good on the other side of the table for the 5 ball. Just get down 2 rails and bring the cue ball, you know, somewhere on the head string, on the kitchen line. That should be good enough.
And he's got the cut on the 5.
Yeah, natural angle to come back down for the 6. wanted to, or less, depending on which side he wanted to end on. But managed to get the cue ball where he needed it to be. Just stop shot on the 7, natural angle on the 8, just play it in, get on the other side, and
send the 9 home.
Yep. Just make sure to take that extension to get an extra 30 seconds, or 25 it is actually,
Yeah.
yep.
A little bit extra time.
So you can, focus and relax. You don't have to rush this 8 ball. But all good.
This 9 ball will put Joshua Filler into the final, which is starting in about 7 minutes' time. He'll be playing Poland's Wiktor Zielinski. Joshua Filler beating Albania's Eklent Kaçi 9-5. We're going to be back with you very, very shortly with the final. Wiktor Zielinski against Joshua Filler. Thanks for being with us, and stay tuned. Me and Ralph will be back again shortly.
See you in a minute.
Bye
Bye-bye.
for now.